Hi there, 3S Yogis. I'm so happy to have you. Thanks for being here. Hi, Anna. I know you're here. So if you're new to the channel, we have tons of different classes here. So this is a restorative class that's centered around your hips. I have this goddess deck. I figured I would just draw us a quick card before we start because why not? Let's see what we get. You just take a couple breaths while I shuffle. Start to center and show up here with me now. Maeve, cycles and rhythm. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. All of life is cyclical, the moon, the stars, and the very universe. Life inhales and then exhales again. So why should you be surprised or upset that you too have cycles? There are times when you feel energized, awake, and alive. There are times when you feel isolated and shy. Your body, too, goes through pronounced cycles and changes. Celebrate these rhythms and embrace them as the essence of the lifeblood that courses through you. What a heckin' awesome card to pick before our class. Perhaps your rhythm right now is slow and you needed just a little bit of opening and centering, and I'm so happy that I can be here and assist you in that. Okay. So we're going to bring our feet forward a little bit wider than the hips, and our knees are going to be nice and bent, and just lean backwards and just drop your knees from side to side a couple of times. Inhale one direction, exhale the other direction. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and stop. Stay on whatever side you're on, doesn't matter. And just let the leg get heavy. Let both of them get heavy. Let the natural weight of the leg open the hip flexor, the glute, wherever you're feeling it is cool. If you don't feel anything, that's fine. Just breathe and make this a time to center and show up. And if you'd like to get deeper, you can come down onto your forearms. If you know me in my restorative classes, I usually take the easier option. Listen to your body and see what it needs. And even that goddess card talked about emotions, and your hips store emotion. Energy doesn't disappear, right? So as you go through life with emotions, and we don't express them, we suppress them, they don't disappear. They get stored in our body. They get stored in your shoulders, in your low back, in your hips. And as we move and open up those spaces, these sensations can start to move. And we might not know what emotions were being held in these spots. We might not remember the situations or the circumstances that we've been holding on to in these places. And honestly, it doesn't matter. We can trust the intelligence of the body to release what needs to be released. And all your brain and all you need to do is breathe. And if sensations or feelings arise, don't suppress them back down. Let them move and open. Come back into the middle. Drop the knees together. Open them up and come on over to the other side. Again, you've got options of staying up high. You've got options of coming down low. And let the weight of the knees drop you down. Just pull the legs down a little bit further. And just breathe deeply all the way into the belly, as if the breath is going down into the hip joints, into where the femur connects into the hip joint. Breathe down from the belly into the quad and down the back of the leg into the hamstring. Just let the energy of the breath serve the body. I'm still here, just breathing. And now we've got a couple of options. Actually, we're coming into lizard next. So as you come up, just move your elbows and your wrists a little bit. You're going to come into all fours. If you have a block, this might be a great place to use it. If you have some firm pillows, you might want it here. Let's take a little cat-cow. You're going to step the right foot forward and then scooch the left knee back. So it's not at a 90-degree angle. You're scooching it back a little bit more so that the weight can be a little bit more towards the quad than just on the knee. So the front leg is at a 90-degree angle right here. Your hands are down. So some people can lower all the way onto their forearms. That is not my body today or this month, probably this year. That's okay. I'm going to stay up higher. So you've got choices. If you don't have blocks and you want to be up high, you can come onto your fists and pull your chest forward. That's going to put a little bit less weight on your wrists. And if you have a block or something that is strong and supportive, you can also bring your forearms onto that space. Let the hips be heavy. Surrender into the discomfort. Knowing that where there is discomfort, that's where the movement of the energy is going to flow. Don't go into a space of pain. If it becomes painful, lift up a little bit. Just looking for a deep sensation that you can hold. Breathing into the nose, sending it all the way down the front of the spinal cord into the left hip flexor. Where can you soften? The sole of the foot, the calf, the quad, the face. Where are you holding your tension, and where is it safe to let go? One more big old breath. Lift back up, pull the hips back so you can straighten out the front leg and just move the foot and the ankle. Flex the foot so you can feel a little bit in the back of the hamstring. And now we're going to move into pigeon. So the leg that's forward, you're going to come back forward. You're going to scooch the right foot all the way over to the left so that the shin can come down. My knee's coming down over here and my shin is parallel to the top of the mat as much as possible. And I scooch the back leg back a little bit more and then lower on to the forearms or all the way down onto your head. If you'd like a more restorative version of this pose, this back leg, you're going to drop onto your right hip and pull the knee around. So you're making a pinwheel shape. So this is a little bit more restorative, a little bit more gentle on the hips. And from here, you can lower it down as well. Choose what you choose. Trust your body. Trust your flow. And slow the breath. What time is it? Now. Where are you? Here. In the here, in the now. And as your mind wanders in these hip openers, it can be easy to come back to the present by bringing your mind and awareness to the spaces of the biggest sensations. So I feel a lot in my glute. I can bring this in awareness there. Bring my breath there. And where are the small sensations? I feel my toes, my jaw. So as you notice your mind wanders, it might take a minute to notice that it's wandering. It doesn't matter. When you notice, come back to the body. And then connect it to the breath. And as you come back to those sensations in the body, see if you can inhale and energetically send the idea of the breath to the sensation. And with every exhale, imagine release and opening happen. Imagine the tensions, the stored, stuck energy, with every exhale pushing out of your pores, out of your skin, into the air, where it will be recycled into new. Bring it back to the body, bring it back to the breath. And come back up onto your arms. If you're in deer, just chill out there. If you're in pigeon, drop your hips over to the right and bend your back leg. So the leg that was in the back, we're going to come into a square pose or fire log, double pigeon, whatever. This back leg is going to be the one that goes underneath. So you're going to bring the back leg that was in the back, and if you had the right leg forward, the right leg's going to come on top, and the foot's going to flex. If this position is not going to happen with your body, cool. You're going to bring your right foot forward, widen the knees out, and walk the hands forward from there, or just hold the hands there wherever you still feel it in the hip and you feel safe and your body feels loved. If your leg is up, if you're like me, this leg does not get close to the ground. No biggie. I can bring a block under here and let it be more restorative, or I could just let it hang out there and let the weight of my leg open up the hip. I'm going to choose to put my block here. Flexing front foot is going to help give support to the ligaments in the knee. You can take your right glute and pull it out towards the right and then set it back down. That's going to make the stretch a little bit deeper. And move the bottom foot forward so it's underneath the top knee, making the square shape. You can stay right here, lifting up through the chest, relaxing the jaw and shoulders. If you'd like, you can walk the hands forward. Take a second to explore which one feels better for you today, and then settle into it. And in this moment, let's focus on mindfulness of breath. It's a great meditation tool. And if you're ever wondering how to just sit in meditation, just sit comfortably and notice where you feel your breath or know that you're breathing. Are you drawn to the movement of the belly or the chest? Do you notice it most in the nose? Bring the awareness to wherever it is that lets you know that you are having breath. And because we were created to have a beautiful, curious mind, the mind is going to think, just as your ears are hearing me now, just as your eyes see, your brain will think. And when you become aware that you are having a thought, just gently usher the brain back to the breath, to where you notice your breathing. As if you're leading a horse down a path of your breath, and the thoughts veer it off to the side. Just gently with love, bring your horse back to the breath. No need to be angry or jerk the horse. Just gently bring it back. Your YouTube didn't freeze up. I'm still here with you, just breathing with you and ushering my thoughts back to breath and letting the body do its own work. Bringing your thought gently back to the breath. And then open your eyes if they were closed. Either way, we're going to slowly undo the legs and just shake them out. The right leg, the one that was on top, we're going to leave the left leg straight, and the right leg is going to bend, and it's going to pull the knee out to the side. So then you can start to move your torso around, and as you move your torso, you might feel the femur in the hip socket kind of moving around. Very interesting. Can move the knee back a little bit more, just feel what feels right for the body, and then twist over the front leg. Got a couple choices here. You can walk yourself forward, or you can stay up high and twist over the front leg, looking for a sensation in the hip. Relaxing the glute, relax the hamstring. And if you need a little more, you scoot the knee back a little further. See where it feels right with the torso. For me, it feels right forward. That's why I cued it. For you, it might feel right backward. And make our way back to the middle. Pull the leg back forward. Shake it out. Exhale. Okay. Where did we start on the other side? I think it was with lizard. So, come onto all fours. Take 2 little cat-cows. Bring the left foot outside of the left hand. So that's at a 90-degree angle. But the right knee is going to need a scooch back so you get nice and low. You can come up onto your fists and pull the chest forward. You can come onto a block, or you can lower your forearms all the way to the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. Imagine the breath going all the way down the spine into the hip flexor. Where can you soften? So the soles of the feet, the quad, the chest, the breath. Find and soften. Now we're coming into pigeon or deer. So if you're choosing to come into pigeon, you're going to take the left foot and scooch it all the way over to the right so that the knee drops down and your shin's close to parallel. If you're doing deer, drop the hips over to the side and bring the back knee around so that it's at a 90-degree angle, just like a pinwheel, half a pinwheel. And then you can walk the hands forward. You do you, boo. Let yourself lower down. Use a block if you want, or just soften. Slowly breathe. One of my favorite mantras that also helps me sleep is in the here, in the here, in the now, in the now. You can connect it with your breath, or you can just use those words as your mind starts to wander. You can help bring your mind back to what you want to put it on. So it's called the inclination of the mind. We can incline the mind to go towards something peaceful, something joyful. Otherwise, the mind is going to take us wherever it wants to go. So the inclination of the mind for now, I'm going to choose in the here, in the here, in the now, in the now. And let my body soften. Come back up onto your hands. We're going to come up onto the back knee and straighten the leg out to get that little hamstring stretch. It's in a different order than we did before, but it's no biggie. Now we're going to make our way down into a seat. And the leg that was in the back is now going to be the leg that is underneath in our square pose. If this is not comfortable, you're going to stack the left leg in front of the right leg and start to walk forward or stay up high. It's still going to open up the hip. Flex the foot, open the glute to the side, put it back down, lift up through the chest. Stay here or walk your hands forward. And just like we did on the other side, let's check in with our breath. Where can you tell you're breathing? Is it in the belly? Do you want to bring the awareness to the nose? And as the inclination of the mind goes elsewhere, gently bring it back to the breath. Back to where you notice you are breathing. Ushering it back to the breath. And just notice how you actually have the choice of where your mind goes. If you don't choose, it will. You have the power to choose where you want to put your thoughts. It takes practice over and over and over. And open the eyes, straighten out the legs, shake it out. Take the back leg, the left one, probably whatever one was on top, and bend the knee so that the foot comes back towards the glute, and try to push it back a little bit further and lengthen the spine, twist over the front leg, kind of move around for a little bit so you can feel the hip moving, the femur within the hip socket, and see if you want to be forward, see if you want to lean back. Find what works for you. What time is it? Now. Where are you? Here. In the here, in the here, in the now, in the now. Lifting back up, come to the middle, shake your legs out. Come to a comfortable seat. If you'd like to lay down in Shavasana, lay down in Shavasana. Let yourself ground and grow roots or a grounding cord from the base of the spine or the base of the torso. With every exhale, root down deeper. I am supported. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me today. Bring your hands into a prayer, to your forehead for the right thoughts, to your mouth for the right words, and to your heart for the right actions. Remembering that these look like a prayer, but those thoughts, your words, your actions are all in your control. Meditation and focusing on the breath can start to create a little bit of space between what happens and the reaction. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. As always, I do make these videos for you for free. So if you would like to donate, feel free to go to Venmo at yoga-3s. Thank you. Namaste.